Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Thornberry with the Inspector Services Group and Residential Warranty Services, and I want to talk to you today about two different topics. One of them is really hot right now. It's InterNACHI and really Nick Gromyko's announcement of the free inspection for listings, free pre-listing inspections. He's going to pay you your full fee, asterisk, and you're going to go out and you're going to get a check from Nick. You now work for Nick directly. It's really cool. I know inspectors love it. No, they're freaking out. But I want to talk to you about it in real terms, and we're going to focus on four things. Number one is the idea that this message gets out and how that message gets out. InterNACHI, just like other contractor portals and such, really don't have the money to make sure that 1.6 million real estate agents receive a message in the first place and then receive a message the number of times that's necessary in order for them to really get it. And then what is that message? That message is, do a pre-listing inspection. We'll make sure your seller is aware of every defect there is in the house, or maybe we'll race to the bottom, find some inspectors that find less than every defect. That would be preferred for most agents, right? Or for the sellers at least. And if, whether you're an inspector or an agent or a homeowner watching this, this is kind of a ridiculous idea that we want that information, and we want that information posted on the internet, available for anyone to buy for the low fee of $39. Now, I just don't know how you make that message sound really sexy other than the sexiest part of it, which is that the inspection is free. The second issue that we get into is liability, and a lot of people have commented on that. We've had at least one E&O insurer come out and say, look, we have our business model. We protect the client and the inspector and that relationship. We don't have a policy that is designed to cover an inspector's duties to 10 or 20 or 50 people that buy an inspection. So we'll get over that one. Let's assume that's not an issue. I think we get into our third issue, and these are getting more severe as we go, that inspectors generally would not be very receptive to the idea of discounting their inspection fee and having a third party that has stated very specifically that there are 4 additional revenue sources, unknown, unexplained, and send your reports to us. I think that inspectors, and I've only met 10,000 of them in person. I work with 6,000 of them on a professional, client vendor relationship basis. I just don't see them doing that. So let's get to number 4, and this is really, really the biggest one. And it took me all weekend. It took me all 24 hours. It hasn't been a weekend since this came out. It took me 24 hours to really figure this one out because something was bugging me. And I know it bugged a lot of inspectors for their own reasons, but why it bugged me was it seemed like there was a legal consequence, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And here's what it is. In all 50 states, except for one I'm aware of where you have the option of paying a fee, you as a seller are required to disclose any known defects in your home. Well, if you have an inspector do an inspection and then they give you a list of defects, you're required to disclose those defects. That doesn't mean that you can put it on a website and say, hey, if you want the disclosed defects, go here and pay a fee and then you'll receive the disclosure. It means you have to post them for free. Anyone who asks for it as a part of the transaction gets a list of every disclosure issue. So who would buy the $39 inspection report when it's free? So the way in which this program would be done, where it would be unlawful in literally every state and throughout Canada, would be if a seller ordered an inspection paid for by InterNACHI, put on a website available only for a fee, and the seller refused to disclose those defects. So if you're going to participate in this program, which we really don't have enough details about it to know whether it would be a good idea or not, I'm leaning towards not, but hey, sell me. At the very least, you have to tell the client and the agents when you walk into an office, this will be for sale on a website, but you also need to post a copy for free along with the listing. Otherwise, you risk getting them in trouble. And I don't want a single agent or seller or any party to the transaction to find themselves in a legal bind at the hands of a home inspector who was simply doing what, what he thought was something he should do because it came from his association. So keep an eye out for it. Obviously, it's a new program. I doubt the programming is even set up for it. I'm not sure how well thought through it was. It is, and I know Nick, we're great friends. I know him better than anybody. If he decides to come out with something, he's gonna, shoot first, ask questions later. Very Nick styling. So anyway, now that we've talked about that, I want to talk about another issue because we get questions all the time on coverage for buyers. So if you want to not worry about all that other noise and join the thousands of inspectors that double and triple the average volume of the other inspectors in the industry, let's talk about how they do that. One of the ways they do it is they offer coverage for things that break after the inspection that were perfectly fine there. You've heard the terms, you've heard 90-day warranty, sewer guard, mold safe, our platinum roof leak protection plan, our termite protection plan, our radon protection plan, all that stuff. Policies from 90 days to 5 years, and of course our 1-year warranties, which we're actually paying inspectors to promote. Now, if you're a client and you have a claim, you probably want to know what's covered. Let's talk about one topic. It's going to be roof leak repairs, because this one's kind of complex and they happen, and this is where you can have liability as inspector that you don't want, and this is how we reduce E&O claims over 90%. So this is our roof matrix. Let me take you from left to right. We have on this column all of the different criteria. So time, coverage, general coverage terms, priority, deductibles, the aggregate limits, the renewability, and then I have a couple of examples we'll go through. Up here we have the different things that could cover a roof. We have our 5-year platinum roof leak protection plan, that PRPP is an acronym. Our simple policy and advantage policy, these are both 1-year warranty policies that have slightly different terms, but they're in the same category here visually because nobody gets both. They pick one or the other. And then we have our 90-day and 100-day plans, as well as our 90-day plus plan over there on your right, which are basically the same plans, but slightly different coverage for some things, not really for roofs. So let's start with our 5-year platinum roof leak protection plan. This one I get a lot of questions about because from a deductible standpoint, it has a $500 deductible per leak source. So is your deductible when you have a roof leak $500? The answer is most often no. That $500 is per leak for the entire 5-year plan. So if you're a roofer or you're an inspector, and again, if you're a client seeing this, you probably don't know, but roof leaks tend to occur and reoccur in the same places. You don't get roof leaks on broad faces of the roof. It doesn't just come through shingles regularly unless you're dealing with ice damming or an improper installation or something along those lines. It usually happens in the same place over and over again. We'll say for purposes of an example here, a chimney where there's flashing. Around that flashing, it's a junction in the roof. That's where a roof leak can happen. So it could happen the day after you move in, covered, and let's say you only have the platinum roof leak protection plan, well, you'd have a $500 deductible on that, and it might only be a $600 repair. So we end up paying out $100. 4 years, 364 days later, happens again, well, you don't pay another deductible. That roof leak repair is covered for a full 5 years because you have that plan. But you also have, if you used an inspector that offers that 5-year roof leak protection plan, you also have our 90-day policy. And the 90-day policy covers up to $2,000 worth of roof leak repairs, while this policy covers up to $3,000, but it has a $0 deductible. So if you were to move into a house and very shortly thereafter you have a roof leak, the cause of that leak, the actual repair to the leak, not the underlying damage. The damage from water we can't deal with, that's a homeowner's insurance issue. But as far as the leak itself, that would be fixed with a $0 deductible. On our 1-year policies, which many of you have heard of, and if you use one of our inspectors, 6,000 of them throughout the US and Canada, you're going to get an offer for one of our warranties, which are, one of the leading policies in the industry. We're definitely in the top 5 as far as warranty companies are concerned in volume. But you get a little extra. Instead of getting 1 year or 12 months, you get 14 months, 16 months, or 18 months when you use an inspector that offers these plans. So you might say, gosh, for the same price, why wouldn't I get 18 months of coverage? It's a great idea, plus we tie the coverages together. So on our Simple or Advantage plan, we have a 1-year time period. We cover the leaks to composite and rolled roofing, just like we do in our 90-day. Now that's different from our Platinum Roof Leak Protection Plan, which covers all roof types. It's the only roof warranty in the world that covers all roofing types. This lasts for 1 year, and it has anywhere from a $50 to a $150 deductible, depending on the plan you chose. So let's say that you have an Arizona home that is 80 days after the inspection. So you had the inspection 80 days ago, and you have $2,000 in an actual repair to a single roof leak. This would be an extreme. This would be a valley. This would be a skylight, maybe one of those skylights that has a switch that opens and closes, you know, so it's a little bit more of a system than a standard skylight. This happens, and we get these claims quite frequently. Under this policy, the way that this would go is it would go through our priority first. Let's assume you have all the policies. The first priority would be your simple policy. Now it has an aggregate limit of $500 and you have a deductible of $150, let's say. So under that policy, would you have a claim? Yes, if it was a qualifying roof type. I forgot to put on this board, somebody forgot to put it back when I came back to the video, that it was a tile roof. So let's assume this is a tile roof. This no longer fits under this category. So this is a non-claim, but that policyholder has the 90-day roof leak protection plan. Now, since it's in Arizona, we have an exception to our composition and rolled roofing types because it's so prevalent in that area. And that leak would be covered up to $2,000. Of course, you also have the Platinum Roof Leak Protection Plan if it goes over that. Now let's take this next example. In Massachusetts, we have 91 days after the inspection. We have a $650 bill to repair 2 roof leaks that happened at flashings along the roof. This is a very common thing we run into. Under that circumstance, you have 2 leak sources. There would be a $350 claim on the simple policy because you have 2 leaks with a $150 deductible each. So that's a $350 claim there, $650 minus the $300. You would also have a claim over here on your 90-day warranty. And that claim has $0 in deductibles. So the other $300 comes from there. Now, it was a trick question because I put 91 days and it's a 90-day warranty. But what you should know about our 90-day warranty is that it lasts until the 91st day, technically, at noon. But we've never denied a claim that came in anytime after noon, so long as it came in the same day. So there's your explanation via the roof matrix of roof repair coverage. And I would encourage you, if you're interested in these programs and want to add our full package, which is something that actually gets buyers to use you, gets agents to love you because you take care of their people in a real way, you really protect them, go to inspectionsuccess.net. Sign up, we'll give you a free trial. Your clients, your agents, everybody will love it.